Listen, Racket, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. I just feel this seething anger after Dodger's death, and I lost sight of the big picture. It's okay, Rico. That kind of stuff happens to all of us. That may be true, but I can't afford to have this be the downfall of our military efforts. That last assault we did could have cost us the war. We got lucky that our troops pulled through. We might not get that lucky again. That's why I'm taking a temporary leave of absence. You're gonna have to take control of the fleets while I'm gone. Rico, I don't know what to say. Don't say anything, Racket. You're a good soldier and an honorable man. Well, what are you gonna do now, Commander? I'm gonna begin to take care of the planets we currently occupy. We need to form a stable government. A new republic, if you will. Relief missions also need to begin. A lot of civilians were mistreated by the Empire, and we need to care for our people or we're no better than them. Trust me, Racket, I got plenty of stuff to keep me occupied. What you're doing is admirable, sir. Not just any leader can realize they need to step down for the greater good. Thanks, Racket. Give 'em hell out there. Racket began preparing the plans for his next attack. Their position was extremely weak at the moment. They had droids in their backlines as well as the huts on their flank, not to mention they were completely surrounded by the Empire. Their only ally was also planets away from them. Right now, it seemed like no ship could be spared for an attack. They had been stretched too thin. But another problem would soon present itself. The mysterious cloaked droid leader had come out of hiding yet again. He sent his fleet towards Bothawi and landed all ships before a space battle could be initiated. Racket and an entire clone fleet were at Bothawi. Racket thought to himself, what could this madman possibly be doing? Was he willing to destroy half his army just to cripple Rico's brigade? Racket didn't care to find out. He knew what he had to do. The same thing the Empire had done to them a week earlier. He set up men in flanking positions all along the valley leading to the clone base. Then he made an alteration to the Empire's original plan. He sallied forth with a large portion of his army straight down the middle. They would act as bait for the oncoming droid army. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Rico's Brigade. Today is a very, very special episode. It is episode 10. I can't believe we made it this far. Well, it's more like 10 and a half because we had that weird interlude episode. But yeah, the series did a lot better than I ever expected. It seems to be a fan favorite. And I'm so glad that you guys have adopted it for your own and all the lore and all that. So keep your suggestions coming for what should happen in the future. I do implement them, little parts of it every once in a while, into what I'm going to do with this series. So yeah, as you could probably tell from that intro that you just watched, Rico decided to step down for a little bit. He was on the verge of a mental breakdown. The pressure was really getting to him. He had lost too many friends. So he told Racket, you need to take over. And you know, from a commanding standpoint, that's a very smart decision, although it's going to be sad to see him go, though I'm sure he'll be returning in the future, probably the near future. It is Rico's brigade after all, you know? It's his brigade. So Racket, being the loyal soldier he is, accepts the posts regretfully, and he is still stationed on Bothawi. But the mysterious cloak figure has sent his army to Bothawi, hoping to wipe out Rico's brigade altogether. You know, they have one other smaller fleet, but this is their main fleet. So Racket goes ahead, he musters all the men he can. He manages to find an ATTE in their ships, and he also manages to rebuild some of the ATRTs that were devastated in their last attack. A lot of men died in their last attack, so you know, he's sort of pressed for his men. A lot of them are still wounded or dead. So he sets up this sort of intro area, a welcome party for the droids, but little do the droids know that they are implementing the same strategy the Empire did by having people on the outskirts. This is going to work to their favor because this intro party, especially the ATRTs, which are going to be running forward at the droids, are going to distract the droids from the side panels here, and I think that's where the Empire failed and where Racket is going to succeed. So these sides are full of men, full of stationary weapons. They are ready to roll. That's not them over there, over here. But the droids did anticipate some trickery of some sort, so they kept the majority of their forces back, and this long line is mainly a probing force. So we'll see how this goes. It could fly either way. We'll just have to see. So let's go ahead and press start. I've been rambling for way too long. I should really get out of that habit. I'm sorry about that, but we'll press start. It might be a little laggy. Very laggy, probably. Okay, so we see the ATRTs are charging forward and full on blasting the droids. The droids were confused for a moment, but are now just sort of firing in all directions. We see the ATRTs are launching their grenades forward. That is something they're equipped with. They have little projectile grenades, and they're very effective. Look at that. They've already wiped out an entire unit of droids. That's very impressive. But now they're faced with their first challenge, the first AAT, which is firing at them, and it does look like it has killed a few of the ATRTs. Meanwhile, the clones on the sides here, sorry about the lag, they're taking losses, but it does look like they've done some serious damage already to the droids in the middle, many of them being dead. But the droids are now in a reactory phase and are managing to start to kill some more clones, which is very bad. More ATRTs are running forward though, so hopefully they can get close enough to grenading distance, and it looks like some of them are, and they're able to lob them into some of these droids. Those AATs are going to be a problem though, because the ATRTs seem to be all but ignoring them, and they're letting the AATs get into the back line, though this one has been killed. Hopefully the ATTE can take care of these AATs, which will be very good. We see Racket's bending down to reload his gun. He is fighting on the front lines with his men here. He did have his men actually switch into the Kashyyyk armor though here, because it would be more conducive to their ambush strategy. That makes a lot of sense. Droids in the very back here are sort of regrouping a little bit, still trying to maintain fire against these ATRTs. We do see that AATs are trying to clear the sides now, running over some of these clones. This one is targeting an ATRT right here. Let's see if it gets a nice shot off. We'll see. Yep, that one went down. Although this thing, you hear that? The fire? Its engine might be dead. It's probably going to go down pretty soon. Oh no, that might be the ATRT's fire. Yeah, it was. This ATRT is the one that was smoking. These dish guns are actually still alive. That's going to be good. This one just shot a wall, so that's not very helpful. But these things are very powerful, so it's good to see that Rico's Brigade still has those as an option. We see there are a lot of droids left alive in the very back here, as well as one AAT. So they're certainly still in the game. They aren't quite done yet. This AAT needs to just land some very good shots on these stationary guns. Oh, and that was a good shot. That'll do it. That'll take that out. Now if it turns around and takes out these two back there, we'll be in business. The droids will be able to advance a little bit more without as much trouble, because those dish guns are very, very dangerous. But sadly, the AAT goes down. I guess that's good for Rico's Brigade, and that's who I'm ultimately rooting for, so I'm alright with it. But we do have a large number of droids still alive in the back here. And things are starting to quiet down on this front. We hear less and less laser fire. The droids are picking off a few of the clones that are in the very back, but I'm sure once they're done with them, they'll start waltzing forward a little bit. We have one droid, actually, going extremely far forward. These guys over here are still rounding off into some droids. Oh boy. Alright, yeah, it looks like the droids on the sides are starting to creep forward a little bit more. In terms of clone forces, we've still got two dish guns back here. That's pretty good. Actually, these guys might be a little too far forward. Huh. I'm wondering if we should have Racket pull them back to the main line. At the very least, I think these ground clones over here should be retreated back. Alright, Racket is calling a retreat. Not a retreat, but an ordered fallback. You know, he doesn't want his men getting caught where they're going to die without any real purpose in them dying. You know, they're not going to be able to do much from that far up. This actually ATRT driver was knocked off his vehicle, but he is still alive. Let's see if he can make a break. Come on, no! Oh, poor lad. Alright, this guy's in a similar boat. We've actually got one ATRT left alive. Oh no, there's one back here too. That's crazy. Alright, clones, get back, get back. Retreat. Get to your lines here. Let's have this guy hop out because he's probably stuck. I think that's why he didn't move forward. But this dude, yeah, we could run a quick attack on these droids here. Run forward. Let's retreat these dish units. I think they're just gonna end up dying and then get maybe 1 or 2 kills. I think if they're back here, they'll get more kills with their regular gun than with the dish gun, and they'll probably manage to stay alive. This guy's ATRT just up and gave up on him. He's on the ground here. This guy's still alive, pretty far forward. Okay. Well, the droids are advancing, but I feel more confident in our defenses now. We've retreated our men a little bit to safer positions, and we've still got the big ol' ATTE. See how many kills this beast has gotten. 34. That is not bad. That is not too shabby. Alright, well, let's see. Droids are in disarray right now still. They're probably confused and wondering what their command is. And so they're stumbling around looking for clones. And I think eventually they'll get the picture and start heading full force forward. Yeah, we can see a few of them are heading forward. These guys over here are wandering into clone territory, and they are getting shot up. Brutally shot. Wow, these guys didn't stand a chance. Alright. Well, the rest of these droids, they pose a threat still. I will say that. I mean, they do have sheer numbers. Their only problem is the ATTE, I would say, and also the fact that Racket has set up a nice, you know, defensive pile. So it's going to be a challenge for the droids. I still think they might be capable of coming through in this. We'll see. We'll have to see. A lot of them getting knocked back by those massive miniguns that we can hear in the distance. Let's see. How many of those do we have left? We got 2 right here. 2 in one place. A third, a fourth. Yeah, 4 of them. That's... Oh, 5. Wow. I think I only spawned like 7 of them. So, I must have accidentally just put like all of them up here. I try to keep those to a minimum because they're very overpowered. Alright, well these droids are not moving. Well, actually, we got some moving forward now. Alright, some are being cautious while some just throw caution to the wind and are all out marching forward. This is actually pretty cool cinematic looking, you know, the clones waiting for the droids to get close enough to fire, and the droids wandering forward and immediately getting shredded, and the battle continues. Clones are probably destroying the salvageable ATRTs right now, but Racket's not worried about that right now. He's more worried about saving the planet and saving as many of his men as possible, because after this battle, the clones, to say the least, are going to be hurting. They're going to have very few forces in which to operate. So they're going to need to find some alternatives. Really in the galaxy, for clone troopers, there's only one place to find an alternative. Alright, let's start marching these droids forward a little bit. They're just not really doing anything, so I feel like we need to goat them forward. Miss out on all the good battles? Oh man. It's tough. It's tough. Okay, so the droids here seem to be doing a bit of a spreading out movement forward. They're taking up all of the space available to them in this valley. Probably a smart idea. Spread their forces out a little bit. See some explosions going off. I do believe that is the ATTE firing, which is just absolutely deadly. It is a huge problem for the droids. I think the biggest problem next to those huge machine guns. We got a lot of droids behind this log here. They're not really doing anything. I don't think they have a line of sight. We also stationed some droids up here. But they also aren't really doing anything. Yeah, it's a whole lot of nothing coming out of these droids right now. You know what? Alright. As Racket is the commander, he is ordering the ATTE forward. The droids likely are going to plan an escape right now, so he's deciding he's going to sally his men forth to try and wipe them out. I think it's a good idea. Let's see, this ATTE can get some nice shots here. Fire at that. Oh yeah, that got some kills. Alright. Racket and his men are forward right now. And I don't think they're taking any losses, actually. They're doing a good job suppressing the droids and keeping them down. Yeah, these droids are hiding behind rocks. They're hiding behind trees. There are very few of them left. I think we can safely move our clones forward a little bit more. ATTE can provide overwatch, I think. Alright, we're moving our forces forward a little bit more. Yep, droids still hunkered down around here. Start firing back, clones, start firing back. Come on, lads. Alright, here's Racket. The man himself. He's got 3 kills! That's not bad. Alright, and that was it. They just wiped out the rest of the droids. And look at this field! Oh my god. So much destruction just everywhere. It's crazy. This was a heck of a battle. Oh my goodness. Alright, let's look at the deaths here. Yellow are the clone troopers, and red are the droids. As we can... How did this ATRT end up back here? Did I accidentally spawn it back? How is it back here? I'm so confused. Either way, it's dead. We only had 2 clone deaths here. That might have been from the ATTE walking forward, but we're not going to comment. We're going to say they were dead before. And then the clone deaths get pretty major over on the sides over here. These guys I expected to kind of die after a while, but they served Rico's brigade very well. And the amount of dead droids is amazing. It's astounding. And 4 AATs got wiped out. So this was brutal for the droids and an amazing, decisive victory for the clones. Probably just what Rico's brigade needed to get morale boosted back up. But they're going to have to find some solutions to their lack of men right now and their lack of available vehicles because they are losing those just so fast. So we'll have to go ahead and see what happens with that in the next episode. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Comment, rate, and subscribe if you did. Check out my Discord channel, link in the description, and also check out my Overtone channel, link also in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.